but I'm sure that no matter the weather, we will weather the storm. Did that come out right? No matter the weather, we will. Okay, no matter the weather, we'll be good. My mission today is very simple. I have up until 1 o'clock to have conversations with you. So 1 o'clock hour is filled with a lot of what's it called now? A lot of events. Yes, we have a recorded program coming up at 1:30. We have a live appearance. So the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour is like totally occupied. And then of course we have the FinTech show. And then Talking Figures with Chama Ezenwa for 2 to 3. So let's make the most of this. Maybe roughly 35 minutes we have to spend together, shall we? Financial accountability from places of worship is the conversation. Places of worship not restricted to churches alone. Anywhere where finance is gotten from the members. I want to believe that the religions, it's not the religions that we practice in Nigeria. There are some religions that are not as popular as others, right? We have the traditional worshippers as well. But my focus is on places of worship where usually things like donations, tithes, offerings, free will donations, and all of those are collected. Yeah, if that be the case, it means that there should be some level of accountability. Or am I the one who is overthinking it? Now, 2 questions I'll be asking today. Do you expect or request financial accountability from your place of worship? And how many places of worship give account of financial inflow and expenditure to their members and donors? Think about it. We'll go on a commercial break. We come back, conversation starts in full. On X, we are at Nigeria Info page, and Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. YouTube is Nigeria Info Port Harcourt. Stay tuned.
The show continues after this.
All right, welcome back to the sunny side. We're still talking financial accountability from places of worship. So, as much as we love to give, because when we give to the one we worship, we give to the one we serve, we give for a cause, we give for kingdom advancement, we give to the needy, we give for a charitable cause, we give for, think of the many reasons why you give. We give to tap in to our blessings. Who accounts for all of the givings? Who accounts for all the offerings, all the tithes, all the donations made at places of worship? Or are those who give not deserving of knowing what their givings were used for? Now, To an extent, I've handled finance at a level, church level, not the entire church, just a department in the church. And to an extent, I felt I owed it to the members of that group or that service unit to state and update the group on exactly what funds had been donated per time, who donated what, and what exactly they had been used for, and what was remaining in the account. I felt the need to. Nobody asked me to. Nobody said, bring financial reports. Nobody said, what's happening to our money. The only time I ever got to, a question of money was how much is in our purse now. And this was because we needed to reach out to someone who needed financial assistance. So we needed to be sure of how much was in the purse, so we know if we raise something new for the person or if we can just take from the purse and reach out to that person. Aside that, none ever. That was a church setting. But that kind of opened my eyes to the fact that not many people request accountability after giving. Not many people do. They just give and it's what it is. So no annual reports and all of that. However, I have been a president of another group, this time on WhatsApp, of alumni. All right? And they requested, some persons rather, requested for a financial report. The group was somewhat religious because all of us were from a particular, let's put it as teenagers, okay? Once upon a time, we were teenagers in the church. We had our own church, and we decided to create an alumni of the teenagers that have been at that church. Whether or not you worshipped at the church before or you do not worship, you were an alumni. So here was it. The people that asked, they were not asking because they felt entitled. Well, the entitlement was stemming from somewhere. And that entitlement was hinged on the plan to undo whoever was seated at the helm of affairs. So every time they bring up, it was such a group of persons who kept bringing up financial report. And guess what? This group of persons were not financially responsible. So you can imagine how I do not pay for things in a group, and I will be the one coming to ask, how is the money in the group spent? And then when I don't get it, I say, that is why I don't pay. I have not been paying. I come. So they were just, all in a bit to create chaos at some point. All right? So anytime I noticed someone asked, there was always a hidden agenda. But then, let me share something with you. A particular man, a Nigerian, who is not in Nigeria as we speak, Femi Adepoju, mentioned on his status, I donated money to a cause in our church in Nottingham. And after a week, the Oyibo pastor find time to write me and sent me total amount they received and how they spent it. I started giving monthly with direct debit too. And church finance find time to write me and thank me, telling me that my giving can even reduce my tax. I joined food bank group to help homeless who we preach to and feed every Wednesday, and I asked the assistant pastor how they used to source for the food, and a detailed reply was sent to me with a note of thanks. No abuse, no it's above your level phrase, no nonsense reply. Nigerian churches need to learn accountability and ease of running church. I do not think I will be able to attend African version of church again, even in Nigeria. Now let's look at the first instance. He donated. He did not ask. But then the pastor felt the need to write him, sending him a total. So if the total they gathered was maybe $100, it will gather $100, so plus your own that you gave to us. This is what we receive. We use this amount to do like this. We use this amount to do like this. We use this amount to do like this. He was like a shock to him. He was giving monthly. They were writing to him, telling him what they were using the money for. No abuse. No, why are you asking? No, you are a member. It's not in your place to know, and all of that and all of that. And now he feels that no, he cannot, he will not be able to attend a Nigerian church because maybe, just maybe, it's not common practice. Now, is it that it's not common practice or that no member has ever felt the need to ask? So, everybody maintains status quo. Now, before I came on here, I had a little chat with a colleague of mine, and I said, this is what I want to talk about. You attend church, yes. Have you ever for once bothered to ask about how much is generated in a month for tithes and offerings and what it is used for at your place of worship? And he said he doesn't need to, because when he goes to church every worship day, he can clearly see what the monies generated is being used for. But he doesn't know the total. All right? He doesn't know the sum total. When he goes, AC will touch his body, sound check, everything check, lighting check, everything check, seat check, everywhere sparkling clean and all of that. So, that is what it is. This is what it is being used for. And that his place of worship, they don't usually call for seed and donations and no. They don't do any of that. So you give if you want to give, when you want to give, and how you want to give. And that just recently, their pastor gifted the instrumentalist in his church gifts of, I don't know, some very good amount of money. And I'm like, And then I asked myself the same question. Have I ever gone to a request? I said, hey, church, finance, don't be angry. I've been a member of this church for the past 30 years. Out of curiosity, I would like to know financial report for this year. I mean, at least I'm a giver. I've been giving, so I feel I'm entitled to know. Do you expect it on your own? Do you request for it? I'm talking about financial accountability from your place of worship. Or you just assume that this is what it is. Question number 2. How many places of worship have ever in this country given an account of financial inflow and expenditure to their members and their donors? Think about it. Think about it. And let's talk. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Once again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Again, 0809 030 6416. Now, let me clear the air on something, because I wouldn't be surprised if I get a call or a message telling me to stop attacking places of worship. This is not in any way an attack. No. We are having conversations. Remember, there's the sunny side, ethical, philosophical, and thought-provoking discussions. So think about it. You worship somewhere, and it's not just church, shrine, mosques, anywhere at all, a temple. I mean, I've heard in the news that some Nigerians actually, what's this Indian religion? Is it Buddhist or something like that? Promise, how you doing today, Promise? Good afternoon.
You see, this is the way they talk now. Something with me, I don't talk of my mind. So in terms of what is our churches, they know if you give account of their financial reports to their members. And as I remember, then they contribute to the growth of that church. Just like what they fella talk when they in their life. Now most of them where they happen now. And if you show even some of those members, when they go to those pastors' houses, they cannot allow members to see the pastor, even to come into the compound, go into the house. They ask me, have I even like government should tell the church should be made an audit of the church.
Audit, okay?
All the members, yes, now. So all the members should have in terms of the offering card, tithe card, all those kind of things. So government should come in, should be auditing all the churches.
Okay, promise.
For that church,
Promise. Do you have a rough estimate as an individual? Do you have a rough estimate of how much you have been given since the beginning of this year at your place of worship?
Like me, I'm a member of Anglican Church.
Anglican, okay. Do you have a rough estimate of your giving?
I will not lie to you. It's like this year. I've not attended church of like for a very long time now.
Okay.
Let me not lie, but I'm just telling you because of what is happening. Sometimes even all the churches, I don't trust them because it has become a business as usual. Like you can see from let me say from here to 10 posts or 20 posts, you see more than 50 churches. It's become a business.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Chibuzo from Obogo, welcome to the sunny side.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm MJ. I was listening to your program before I switch off my phone to call.
Okay.
You know, I'm a member of Seventh-day Adventist Church.
You may not necessarily need to mention the name of the church, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in my church, we make sure that every month we run an account of how much we have and how we spend the money every month.
Are you part of the people who do that?
Every member of the church know how much.
Hello?
The church is, yeah.
Are you part of the people who do the running of the rundown?
No.
Okay, you're just a member.
We have a treasure. We have a treasurer.
Okay.
You know, who receive our money, who even calculated the whole money, the tithe and offering is coming every Saturday. So in every end of the month, he's going to give the rundown. This is how much we have throughout the month, and this is how much we spend.
So Chibuzo, let me get this straight. You people are seated in the congregation, and this person will come and take mic and be calling the numbers for you people.
Actually, we didn't stay in the congregation. Actually, what he did, we have a section, departmental head.
Okay.
We have all the departmental heads.
Okay.
So in one particular, at the end of the quarter, the whole church is going to meet, and the treasurer is going to present the amount of money we have at the quarter. We run each quarter every 3 months.
3 months. That's a quarter. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So at the end of the 3 months, you are going to call what we call church in business. And everybody in the church, every member in the church will come to that church in business, and the account will be presented to everybody, and you see how the church is using their money.
So, okay.
So that is how we run our church.
Okay.
So I don't know if others run like that.
Okay, so you're expecting also, another report by the end of this quarter.
Yes.
Interesting. I think I don't know. That's interesting. Muriel from Okrika, welcome to the sunny side.
Hi, Denise. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I hope it is sunny at your end.
Oh, you said what?
I said I hope it is sunny at your end.
It is water.
Go ahead, Muriel. I don't think you got me.
It's cracking. The line is cracking.
Can you hear me now, Muriel? Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, I can hear you so clearly now.
Okay, go ahead.
I think people don't need to wait before they give account. That's the reason. That's what is problem. You wait for people to demand before you begin to run around to give account. If you're in a position where you should be rendering account, showing people what is happening on a day-to-day basis or monthly basis, just go ahead and just put it out there. If there's a WhatsApp page, just be putting it out there. If you remove something from it, if it's a group or maybe in an office where they contribute monthly and anything happens to a member, you have to give a particular amount and just go ahead and you give them the balance. If anyone pays their own, just have to add this plus this amount beyond this on a daily. The reason why the problem comes at that you won't give if you're supposed to be you won't give, you just keep quiet. Keep people hanging. People don't know what's happening with their money. That money is not your own. If they don't, then when they ask, you don't get offended as if they are trying to suspect you or they think you're manipulating money or manipulating figures. Just go ahead and be giving the account on a daily. So when they come to the page, they say, okay, this one has been spoken to this person. Okay, this one was giving this person. Oh, this person put to bed, giving this person, and this is the balance. Everybody works with it. You don't demand unnecessarily. You know that they're giving this, they're giving that. So everybody knows who has been settled or not. But if you make people wait, and the account people now piled up, sometimes you just clear conscience, accusation. If you do this steadily, you will be free.
Okay, you too, you'll be free. Emeka from Ada George, welcome to the sunny side.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dilly.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm good. Talk to me, Emeka.
Okay, I'm a Christian, so I'll speak for my own religion.
All right, go ahead.
I think most of our churches these days are running like a business. What we call the sole proprietorship, where one man owns it and everything just streamlined. For my own church I grew up, I was actually opportune. Well, I was quite young, but I was just opportune to be in the circle of the finances then. Okay. Even with our site cards, you have the record, like once you pay your tithe, we'll always include the amount. That's the first step of accountability. So once you pay your tithe, let's say you paid 2,000 naira, example. There is like the right to the amount for you. Okay. Every month, like every end of the month, the church hierarchy, not just any member, but the church hierarchy, like containing over 20-30 people will come. There will be accounts, expenses, income, and stuff. Because no one owns the church. Because we believe as Christians, Christ owns the church.
But
so
Emeka, sorry, if I get you right, they only explain to about 30 persons, not the entire church.
Yes.
Okay.
These 30 persons are members of the church. The reason it's open to everybody else is more like the amount of years you've been in the church. You don't have to be anyhow member, like after 1 year or 2 years, you just, yes.
I see.
You have to have been like, maybe an elder or a deacon or some stuff. Okay.
Okay, thank you. 30 persons must have been long-standing members in the church, not just today member. Charles from Mercyland, how you doing, Charles?
I'm fine, Didi. To the first leg of your question, if I give to the church, I'm expecting a church that the church to utilize the fund for the purpose that it is being donated for. Not specifically on the but if I,
Charles, your line is breaking. Hello, Charles.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, this is a lot better. Go ahead.
So if I can see that what I am putting in, likewise other members, it is like for the cost of the church, physical project, church activities, I am satisfied.
You don't need any step-by-step and documentation or whatever.
It's step-by-step documentation can be done at the level of the leadership.
The leadership, okay?
Yes, to the extent of their conscience and financial integrity. Knowing the fact that these particular funds are donated for members, because I will not automatically be the only person donating.
Okay.
Donation we are talking about now can come through any means, through the tithing, is a donation, through offering, and open donation for a particular project. Let it be utilized for the church purposes, not a scenario whereby at the end of the day, one or two persons will mismanage the fund, embezzle the fund. That is not recommendable.
All right. Udoka says, "Nah, touch not my anointing, you go here, or leave him to be accountable to God on the last day." NS from Woji. Emmanuel Obomanu says, yes, 100%. The church is not supposed to be a family property. Let's hear from Zion in GRA. Hi, Zion. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
There is a question I'm still asking of the moment you brought this discourse. What is the offense of Ananias and Sapphira?
Oh my goodness!
Tell ourselves the truth. What is your offense?
They were lying about the proceeds of the land that they sold. The remittance, their own.
Their own.
Yes. What's your point exactly, Zion? Come on, I have other people on the line.
Do you know today, most of us that are Christians, our offenses are more than the one of Ananias and Sapphira.
Okay.
When it comes to church finance, our offense are more grievous than Ananias and Sapphira. I think by now they will be asking God if they can know. Are you seeing what those are doing now? The truth is, we are not just fair to ourselves.
We are not fair to ourselves.
That is why, to a large extent, you are making the church look so ridiculous in the eyes of nations of committees.
It's still the sunny side of your number one station for Talk 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. You're just joining us. Yeah. You're just in time, but you missed a great part of it. Financial accountability from places of worship. As much as we love to give, because when we give to the one we serve. Who accounts for all the givings made at places of worship? Or are those who give not deserving of knowing what their givings were used for? I showed you something about a man who said he donated money to a cause in a church in Nottingham, and after a week, the Yoruba pastor took his time to write him and sent him a total amount they received and how they spent it. Then he started giving monthly, and they did the same thing. Detailed reply. No abuse. No, it is above your level. No nonsense reply. But then again, he says he's not sure that that kind of thing can happen in an African church. And he's not sure he's going to attend an African church because they will abuse you. What do you want to know? Amaye Fulano Jr. says, I expect and would very much like to request financial accountability from my place of worship. Why won't I? Many so-called men and women of God who I would like to address as dubious men in servants of God clothing have made in a huge because of lack of financial accountability. In fact, countless number of them see the offerings given during Sunday service and other weekly activities as their personal money. I have witnessed where one of them was using the offering to plan on how to cook either soup or something else. I mean, using the money for solving personal problems without any form of accountability. And God is angry because of this dubious act every day. In fact, it is because of lack of accountability that many irresponsible people are now general overseers, church founders, and otherwise. I met one man who has been preaching in one church I used to attend. He was always invited to the church to preach the word of God. He was a businessman. Later, I met at one prominent international market. As we were discussing, he told me that it was about closing down his business to establish his own church. That the business was not giving him much money. Now it's church that gives him much money. He knew that once he became a founder of a church, he becomes infallible, as the case is always, and nobody would ask him to account for any money. Accountability in the place of worship is very and more than very necessary, and I would want it from my pastors and church leaders any day, anytime. Have you asked Do you even give? Because the argument is, you want to know, do you give? Do you give? Yeah, some of us have our records of our financial giving. Some churches make provisions for you to have a booklet where you can record your tithes and offerings, tear out the slip, put it in an envelope, and drop it. So you have an account. However, not just your account, some other person's account. Collectively, it comes together to make finance for the church. The details of what this was used for. So that sometimes when you go into the church, you can say that, maybe this new AC here is that giving I gave the other time. Good afternoon, Denise. This topic is table shaking, and I would have appreciated if it was discussed another day outside today, Wednesday. However, here in Africa, giving money to the church is given to God. But when the money is used to purchase a jet, it becomes a private jet. And as such, demanding financial reports from profit-oriented churches that we have here amounts to demanding and asking God for accountability. I maintain my stand that what we have here is God of men and not men of God. They might not make heaven if God doesn't soft pedal on the conditions to enter heaven. That giver in the example that you gave has been encouraged to do more. Go to that same church, they don't start preaching with tithe and end with offering. In consideration to your limited time today, I rest my case. Anunobi Onyekachi Casey, thank you for that message. Those messages I had read so far were from Facebook. So this is what's going to happen. We go on a break, we come back, and then we'll take WhatsApp messages. It's still the sunny side on your number one station for Talk 90.3 Nigeria Info FM. How many places of worship give account of financial inflow and expenditure to their members and donors? Do you request? Do you expect? Stay tuned.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info.